I think we have looked at the pathway for bilirubin metabolism. That's a breakdown of bilirubin and all of that. So so fun, right? But we looked at some key things which we actually neglected, or we looked at them at a glance, but it's good for you to have in-depth knowledge on them. So that's the difference between a type of bilirubin that they say is conjugated and bilirubin that they say is not conjugated, unconjugated. Alright. So what is the difference between these two concepts? So you see that when hem is broken down, it becomes what? Biliverdin. From biliverdin to unconjugated bilirubin. Alright. Now this unconjugated bilirubin is taken into the liver. It's now joined with glucuronic acid. That's why you now say it is conjugated. Alright. The unconjugated one is also known as what? Indirect. The conjugated one is also known as what? Direct. You understand? So what is the other differences? Yes, one of the other differences is that unconjugated bilirubin is not water soluble, while the conjugated one is water soluble, can be broken down and excreted from the body. Alright, so let's look at it. We say that conjugated and unconjugated bilirubin are actually two forms of what? Bilirubin that are involved in the body's process of breaking down red blood cells, right? So for the unconjugated one first, which I've already explained, is also known as indirect bilirubin. It's formed from the breakdown of what? Hemoglobin, right? And it's not water soluble and must be transported to the liver by albumin so that it can be combined with what? Glucuronic acid so that it can become what? The direct type, that's a conjugated one. So the formation now, the conjugated one is what also known as what? Direct bilirubin. Is formed from what? Unconjugated bilirubin when it gets combined with glucuronic acid. Alright, so this is unconjugated one. It's transported by albumin, gets combined with what? Glucuronic acid, then becomes a conjugated one. The solubility now. Now, unconjugated one is not soluble in water. That's why it requires a carrier. That's why it actually required albumin in the first place. Conjugated one is soluble in water and can be what? Excreted in bile and urine. Excretion. Unconjugated one is transported to the liver. It's converted to what? Conjugated. While the conjugated one can be excreted in bile, then into the intestines. Do you understand? Where it is now converted into what? Urobilinogen and stechobilinogen. Alright, so it's urobilinogen that can be converted to urobilin, excreted in urine. Stechobilinogen can be converted to what? Stechobilin, excreted in feces. You get? So clinical significance is high levels of unconjugated bilirubin can indicate that your red blood cells are being broken down too much. Alright, then you see that in Gilbert syndrome or maybe hemolytic anemia. Alright, so just shows that the red blood cells are being broken down too much. Then conjugated bilirubin, if it is high, it shows that maybe there's some liver disease like biliary obstruction, hepatitis, and the rest of it. Okay, so that's it.